This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Wednesday, August 9th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. The president of Memorial Hospital in South Bend says a $232 million patient tower project will provide additional support to a growing regional economy. Larry Tracy told Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta the project fits with bigger projects planned for the region, including a $3 billion EV battery plant.
You're talking about adding more population, which is going to require more healthcare services to be delivered in this region. And so this project actually fits very nicely with that overall development that's happening. And of course, our friends just to the north of the Memorial campus at Notre Dame seem to be always growing in very positive and productive ways. And so really it sort of all sort of melds together in what we see as a very bright future for the South Bend region.
The project will add a 10-story, 300,000 square foot tower to the hospital campus, creating more than 50 additional adult acute care beds. Vincennes University has unveiled plans for a $34 million, 70,000 square foot Center for Health Sciences and Active Learning. Set to open in the fall of 2025, the university said the building will double the learning space designated for students in the College of Health Sciences. Elevance Health Chief Financial Officer John Gallina will retire later this year, the company announced Tuesday. The Indianapolis-based healthcare insurance provider has named Mark Kaye, who previously served as CFO for Moody's Corporation in New York, as Gallina's successor. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
The Vigo County Council on Tuesday approved $2.25 million in funding from the American Rescue Plan Act. The funding will support 4 projects, including $750,000 toward the creation of a West Central business hub at the former Holman & Company building in downtown Terre Haute. The hub will host multiple business-related organizations, including the Terre Haute Chamber of Commerce, Terre Haute Economic Development Corporation, and Terre Haute Redevelopment Department. The council also approved $750,000 for Terre Haute-based Happiness Bag, an organization that provides recreational and educational services for individuals with disabilities, to expand its facility. Council President Todd Thacker.
Now it'll be back to the commissioner's hands to make sure that money gets distributed. And we're not just giving them money to beautification of something, we're changing people's lives. And so I think that's why to each of us, we all have to think what is it we want out of the ARPA funds and then vote on it accordingly.
St. Mary of the Woods College is set to receive $500,000 in ARPA funds toward its new equine center, and the Terre Haute Humane Society will also receive $250,000 for a new veterinary clinic. Stamus Networks, a remote-only cybersecurity company with strong Indianapolis connections, has closed on a $6 million round of funding that includes investors in both Indianapolis and Chicago. The company, which has about 25 employees in the U.S. and Europe, offers network-based threat detection and response systems to clients that include large financial institutions, government entities, large software companies, and others. Indianapolis-based Elevate Ventures and Vision Tech Partners were among the investors in the round. The Indiana Chamber of Commerce this week unveiled the third iteration of its effort to drive economic momentum throughout the state. Indiana Prosperity 2035, a vision for economic acceleration, was developed by a volunteer task force over an 18-month period and identifies nearly 36 goals across 6 pillars. Chamber CEO Kevin Brinegar.
At the center of this plan, not surprisingly, our workforce. And we call it building a talent pipeline to meet the workforce needs of employers. We're not doing as well as other states in the rate of growth of new business startups and entrepreneurship, particularly for minority businesses. So we want to put some emphasis and focus there.
You can connect to the full plan at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. MS Corporation CEO Jeff Samulian is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.